Lovely.
We're back.
Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see your door.
Question number 1.
Let's go.
Answer.
Yes. 7 times.
That's wrong. Okay, so yeah, emotions, man. Like, we're gonna recap. I don't want to spill my drink again. God. Right. So we started with emotions. We've gone through all of the emotions. We've worked through.
Can you remember all of them?
No, I've written them down.
We did love 1 and 2. We've done fear.
Love 1 and 2.
Anger.
We've got different loves.
Yeah, that's it. We did the other one, which anxiety. We've done. We've done loneliness.
Mm-hmm.
We've done. We spoke about it for at least an hour.
Joy, gratitude,
yes,
loneliness,
gratitude.
sadness, anger, fear.
We've done a lot of emotions. So this is our sort of summary video, right? On what we've learned from all the conversations, and we're just going to sort of briefly cover each topic as well.
Yeah, this is it. So I'm just going to start. Will, what was the emotion that you found hardest to talk about or hardest to express?
The anxiety one.
Okay.
Because I personally haven't suffered that much with anxiety. So having a conversation about it, and I always feel like, and whenever we have a conversation, and I want to provide value for the audience, so I'm trying to think about, okay, well, what can I give them to take away and implement into their lives so that they can not suffer as much with this problem? Like, I want to be of value and of service. Very difficult when I haven't really been in that position. I've had people in my lives that have, and I've helped, like, so far she struggled with anxiety previously. I was like, every day you've just got to tell me 5 things about yourself that you like. And that, to somebody that's in an anxious state, is like impossible. But eventually she managed to get out of it, and she's a lot less anxious now generally. But without suffering with it myself, it's always sort of anecdotal experience. It's not like real that I've felt that I can definitely relate to. I might have had 1 or 2. I think I said when I was in Tesco's in Wales that I suffer with anxiety. But really, that's a one-off instance that I can remember. It's really pulling at, like, what's it, threads? Pulling threads? Straws? Short straws?
Whatever you want to pull at, mate.
Yeah, just pull everything.
That's my motto. Just pull everything.
Pull it until it comes off. This podcast is going to go well.
Yeah, mate.
I can tell already.
You said go funny with it.
Yeah,
and you've cracked an amazing joke. Amazing.
So tell me, which of the emotions was it hardest for you to talk about?
Hardest for me was anger. Because I think I alluded in that podcast, which I'm sure you've all listened to, of how hard I find anger to express. So, yeah, I'm not very good. Haven't been very forthcoming with sort of expressing anger, understanding that anger can be used in a healthy way. Anger was always modeled in a very negative light for me. So expressing and discussing anger was very challenging, man. Like, really tough. It made me have to reflect on a lot of thoughts and automatic negative thoughts that I have around the emotion. So I found anger really tough to talk about. So yeah, that was my hardest one. But yeah, so you mentioned with anxiety 5 things that you like about yourself.
Yeah.
What are the 5 things, or give me 5 things if you can come up with 5 that you like about yourself?
Cheers. 5 things I like about myself. I like my...
That's right, answer slower, mate. Don't worry.
I like my attitude towards work, I think, is good. I know I'm very intense with my work, but when I need to, like, lock in and really focus and work, I can. I like the way I look, I guess. I look alright. I'm happy. I'm not disappointed with how I've turned out. I could be more buff, but everyone could be more buff, and everyone could be skinnier and prettier and whatever. But I'm on the whole, I'm a handsome chap. I see, this is where the line blurs on, like, what I enjoy doing versus. But I'm quite good at guitar, so that's a thing. I'm good at songwriting, it's a thing, and making YouTube videos, I'm good at that as well.
So you like that you're creative, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's very creative based, I would say. I like the fact I'm creative based as well. That's, I wouldn't like it if I wasn't creative. I'd get so bored if I had my same brain but I just didn't have the creativity. The one thing that really wants it, I can't draw. It's like that would be another creative outlet for me. So maybe it's a good thing I can't draw because it's allowed me just to focus on one thing. But yeah, no, I'd love to be able to draw.
Do you find it challenging mixing the creativity with the business?
No, love it, because you can just be creative all the time and get paid for it. You just make money from being creative. It's you do have to gut check yourself when you're like doing important conversations, business conversations, and like remember that not everyone is a free spirit, and people have bosses and like take their jobs very seriously. And so if you go into a meeting and you're just like full of personality, people are instantly put off by it. You've got to sort of match the energy of the room. But yeah, apart from that, it's like on the back end, it's just great.
Do you feel you have to match the energy of the room, or would you say be authentically yourself when you step into a room? Because maybe you're adjusting then. Maybe it is reading a room in regards to if you're going into a business. Maybe if you're going into a funeral, definitely. But you still want your personality to show, if you're stepping into a business meeting or a boardroom and you're that fun, loud guy, maybe you want to show that a little bit. You don't want to dial it up 100 because you might piss some people off. But yeah, maybe keeping that personality is a benefit.
Yeah, it's definitely, you want to have a bit of personality in there, but you can't just say wild things in a business meeting. You want, like, because at the end of the day, you're trying to close a sale. That's what you're trying to do. So if you say something that's very outlandish and would be of risk to the brand, if you said something like that on camera, then it's like they're just not going to work with you. It's that simple. So it's knowing what to say in what situations, reading the room, and just, not being an idiot. So I'm able to switch pretty easily between, okay, I'm in serious business mode now. Like, you want to go toe to toe with me on like any sort of business conversation? Okay, let's go, because I'm ready. I know all the acronyms. Let's go. I can't speak, but I know the acronyms. Like, what's your CAC?
I have no idea what that means.
CAC cost, customer acquisition cost. So it's how much are they willing to spend to get a customer. It's a really good one. LTV, lifetime value, really important. So when you're talking and having advertising conversations with companies, you want to go like, okay, what's your comfortable and target CAC, and then what's, like, you don't always need to know the LTV, but it is quite helpful because then you're able to say, okay, well, look, I can give you customers realistically at this CAC, and then I can give you over the long term you'll make this much because your LTV is this, and that's usually quite a convincing pitch, but it's difficult.
So, Will, if I asked you now, since we've reflected on all these emotions, would you say that you have a better understanding of the emotions, or you've challenged some beliefs you already have of these emotions? Have you learned something new? What would be your overarching summary of our series on emotions?
The number one thing I've noticed is having these conversations has forced me to formulate my opinions and ideas around these different subject matters. So it's been really good for clarity of thinking. Now, there's an argument to say I should have done all of this clarity of thinking work before the podcast so that my ideas are more succinct when I put them out. But actually, I quite like the idea of this podcast being sort of a self-development journey as well, where we can help come to better ideas because we're talking together. So I like that, and I'd like to bring the audience in on that as well, because sort of we can all grow together. That was one of the main things that we wanted out of this podcast is, have that conversation with yourself and see, like, chime in with your own ideas as we're talking, almost to say sort of, well, I agree with that, but I see it this way as well. And it's a really good way to add to the conversation and learn and grow. And that's what I've mainly taken away from it. It's formulating those ideas more succinctly. So now if we were to go around the cycle again of all of the emotions, which we might do, maybe with guests as well, I think I'd be able to put together better, shorter, and more potent sentences and lines to do with each emotion that, summarize it in a way that's, more easily digestible.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Yeah, I completely agree. So we set out on this podcast initially to want to help people to have an in-depth conversation to show our personality, which apparently we've been awful at.
Yeah, we've just been like robots.
Yeah, we have. But so with what I've learned most from this is having different opinions sort of mirrored to me. You know, so speaking to someone that has a vastly different background, vastly different experience with these emotions, having those emotions shared and spoke about in a healthy setting is extremely valuable. And again, I think that's what we set out with on this podcast and as we continue to journey through. But it's challenging those beliefs that are internally sort of embedded, you know? I have this internal dialogue on what I perceive each emotion to be, but it's only when you voice it and you try and formulate it into an opinion and actually share it is when you have to question it. Because if you can't explain something, you probably don't believe in it enough. I feel like that's what we've done here, is we've made each other talk about difficult, thought-provoking topics and question our own self-belief of them.
Mm.
So my key takeaway is to continue to question, not to the point of trying to be flawless, you know, like I'm going to unearth everything here and then shake the rug out and then there's going to be nothing left. No, like just not being afraid to look underneath the rug and going, there's a little bit there and then that's it. Yeah. If you like my rug analogy.
I do like your rug analogy.
Have you looked under the rug recently?
No, I just wish I was the rug. I'd quite like you to shake me out.
And look underneath. Wow. That's very weird, Will.
We said
very
more
weird.
jokes in this one.
We have. None of
I'll
them
let you know
are
when I start.
Mate, funny. Cool. So we spoke throughout the podcast about how we both use emotions. I very much said that they are my compass. They help me navigate through life. And you almost categorically disagreed. Are there any emotions now that you listen to more or maybe have started to embrace more? Or has it still been, I'm going to navigate with logic and logic only?
I was out with one of our mutual friends earlier and somebody that might get on the podcast soon, actually. And I said a sentence, if I'm awake, I work. And it's pretty much true. I listen to my body because it will tell me if I need to just chill out because I've run myself into the ground. But if my body's not giving me immediate warning signs like you need to close your eyes because you're sleeping, which is what I was telling you just before the podcast, like a few days ago, maybe last week, I don't know. I was just absolutely running to go. I had to be in bed for like 18 hours. I was completely done. But that had only been one day this year. So I've had 7 months of every day being switched on and work, and I work every hour that I'm awake. Working sometimes includes driving to and from gigs because I just can't help it. But I'm usually listening to a podcast like Stephen Bartlett or, Alex Hormozy or any of the other legends that are around. What's his name? Jason Moore? I think it's Jason Moore, the guy who wrote Sponsor Magnet. Great book.
Yeah. I'm disappointed our names didn't come up in that legends list, but that's fine. We'll move past it.
We're not legends yet. We will become legends, but we're on our journey. We are still the young Padawans.
You can still listen to us, though.
Yeah, listen to us, but with a pinch of salt. So yeah, that's I listen to my body and it tells me whether or not I need to work. But emotionally, I think I'm just more aware of the emotions, if that makes sense. So if I'm feeling like I was recreating a cover last night and I've been working all day and I was like, okay, well, let's get a cover done because I need to get a long form done. And it just was not going well. Like I separated out the track using AI to get all the different layers of everything so I could hear the bass separately to the drums, to the synths, to the vocals, to the backing vocals, like to the bell, cowbell, to the electric guitar, to the acoustic, like everything. I could see it all. So all I had to do was recreate each layer, which is easy. I've done it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But for some reason yesterday, just nothing seemed to be sounding right. And it just sounded really flat compared to it. So I was like, you know what? Instead, I could spend another 4 or 5 hours just on this and go to bed at 3. Or I could just decide that today's not my day and go back at it tomorrow or the day after. I meant to do it today, but I've just been swamped. So acknowledging it's usually tiredness. Tiredness is the main one that kills me off. Like, I don't really allow much room for anger. Like, I got a video with 2.8 million views blocked and demonetized, which was a nice hit. And then they briefly unblocked it for like 2 days when I questioned it. It went into escrow, then they accepted it, and then 2 days later after that, they just like blocked it again. I was like, okay, well, that's doing nobody any favors because I'm not promoting the song anymore. And so that was frustrating, but it didn't change anything that I've done about my business. I still do exactly the same stuff every single day without fail. I had 2 videos last week go out an hour and a half late. That was stressful, but I interpreted it as stress rather than anger, and the stress very quickly went away, which is good because it means I'm speeding up my recovery time for being inadequate. So maybe it's not good, actually. I need to get angry for those things because that's something I want to discourage. So I want to punish myself when something doesn't go well because I've got nobody to punish me. Does that make sense?
Do you think that's a good way to phrase it, though, that you want to punish yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. There's no room for laziness. If you work at Will Taylor, there's no room for laziness or doing something wrong. It's like, there's a higher standard for working there.
But then surely you're going to invest so much time in that emotion of the anger because you didn't reach that goal that you set that you're not actually going to do the thing.
It's just unacceptable. It's just, no, just do it. It's just a scheduling error. Like, that is really bad. Like, I need to check that videos go out when they go out, not wait an hour and a half to check. It's like, that's a simple, easy to fix step-by-step process that I can follow and should never happen again. But I did it 2 days in a row. Unbelievably unacceptable. It's just, that's not okay. Not my business. Might be all right, and you're loosey-goosey, or yeah, we just upload as and when we can, and it's fine, and we'll push it back, and, you know, if we make a sale today, then great. If we don't make a sale, then, it's not the end of the... Like, if that's how you want to run your business, go for it, but I'm going to win.
Yeah, I think if you've got that business mindset of loosey-goosey...
But that's what that is to me. It's like, if it goes up an hour and a half late, I have been that person.
Wow.
I've not cared enough to make sure that something is done right.
Holding yourself to a higher standard.
Sorry, I got a bit passionate there. This is supposed to be light-hearted and
Yeah,
fun.
now make a joke.
I mean, you can think about my life if you want.
I mean, you're pretty successful, so I won't call that a joke. If you're looking at the emotions that we've done on this graph that I've just drawn.
Nice tattoo.
Thank you very much.
New one.
It
Love
is new, yeah. It comes up perfectly as I roll up my sleeve. There we go. If we're looking at... yeah, I'm not going to do that. We look at the emotions here. Least the emotion you embrace the least, the emotion you embrace the most. Out of the ones we've covered, which would you say is the most that you embrace and the least that you embrace?
Embrace meaning feel the strongest?
Yeah, or accept within yourself. Because you just said there you almost didn't even embrace the anger, so it's just like a disregard.
Yeah. Stress. Have we discussed stress?
I don't think stress is an emotion, though. Stress is a response to a stimulus.
Yeah. I think we need to do one on stress.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll make a note.
Because that is how I interpret if something is good or bad. Yeah, I just have an instant stress response or not, and then use that stress to motivate me. So anger is very low on the list. Sadness is very low on the list. I've tried so many times to like make myself sad just so I can seem more emotional in a song, and I just can't do it.
Make yourself sad.
Yeah,
sit
there. Literally. I was like, right, I'm just gonna sit here until I cry, and then I'll record the part. It's like, it doesn't happen.
Don't think that's how crying works, but carry on.
You know, just think about everything that's upset me in my life, and then I realise actually I'm sat in my music studio with all my guitars on the wall, and I'm making YouTube videos and just having like, how is anybody allowing me to just live this life? It's very difficult to be sad, I'll be honest. Because I acknowledge the fact that I'm unbelievably lucky. Unbelievably like, guilt is... Have we done guilt?
No, but I think that's on our list.
We're getting lots of ideas just from me not knowing all the emotions. Loneliness, I don't think I place a lot. Maybe I do, actually. Because it is lonely just being sat in this room. but I don't ever focus on it because I'm doing what I love. And then I just look up and I'm like, oh, I haven't spoken to anyone for 12 hours. So loneliness, happiness and joy I feel the most, and gratitude for sure. Gratitude is like the highest on the list. Immensely grateful for everything I have and everything I will have to come. It's, yeah. Every knockdown, every setback, every challenge. I love it all. Just bring it on. Yeah, what were some of the other ones? Sadness, anger. I don't give them much time.
The one you haven't really touched on is love.
Love. Oh, yeah, probably should bring that one up.
You don't feel any love.
No, absolutely none. Yeah, I mean, I love what I do, and I love my girlfriend, and yeah, there's sort of time for that. But I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Gratitude comes before love. And I am very grateful of the fact that I have my girlfriend and that she tolerates me, because I'm not an easy person to be with.
It's a big ask.
It's a big ask. She was here today. What have I done today? I have worked. What's she done? She's had to entertain herself. She's going away on a work holiday next week for 5 days. I'm not going to see her. What am I doing on all of the days that she's off? Working. The week before she goes away for a week, and then I went to her, and what am I doing the week she's away? Working. It's, I think I'm going to do a subathon. It's going to be really good fun. Do you know what a subathon is?
I don't.
Okay, so you start a stream and you don't come off the stream for like 4 days. It's going to be great. It's going to be killer.
That sounds
Healthy?
crazy. Yeah.
Healthy
is the word I was looking for. I was searching my brain for what 4 days of streaming was going to be called, and healthy is the one that I should have found.
I'd love to do one of those a month. It's just really difficult, like when you've got a girlfriend, because they do require attention. If you are going to get one, just here's the warning list. They need to eat food, and if they're hungry, it is an emergency. And they need sleep, and they need hugs. And these things all make it impossible to run a business. So you've got to...
Impossible is a strong word.
I mean, very, very difficult. It hurts your business, for sure. Because if I've got to go and do an hour of hugs, an hour's quite generous.
I was going to say...
5 minutes of hugs. No, but like just going to sleep, then it's time I couldn't be working. Like back when I was a teenager, I'd be up all night just writing songs. And that goes away when you're in a relationship, because you need to have quality time, which I do sometimes. I need quality time, but my brain is always working. It's just not something I can turn off. So I put gratitude before love. I love my girlfriend very much, but I'm so thankful that she does put up with me, so that would have to go first. Yeah, and then just happiness and joy and everything positive. I don't give any time to negative emotions. They don't help anything.
Are they negative, though? Would you deem them as negative?
I would.
Why?
Like, if you're angry
They're
about
just emotions.
Yeah,
They just help you understand what you're feeling, what your body... Your emotions are just a physical response to an outside stimulus. It's your body understanding that something has made you feel a certain way, and your brain is then linking that to a past experience that goes, oh, I remembered in this last experience I felt X, so I should be feeling this. So it produces all the chemicals that make you feel that way. If there's a bear in front of you, you're going to be scared because your brain goes, hold on a minute, that's something I need to be scared of. So are there negative emotions? Is that a thing? Or is that just a term that we've decided because we struggle as a society to embrace the negative emotions?
I see everything in a binary way of opportunities / setbacks, basically. So if I'm feeling angry because something hasn't gone my way, I've trained myself, I must have done, because you can't choose your emotions. We've established that. It's like you just feel them. You can't, like, oh, I like this song. It's like, well, you just choose to like every song. So I feel angry because a video's not come out the way that I want it to. Instantly, my brain will go, okay, is there an opportunity from this point, or is it a setback? If it's a setback, I'm not allowed to think about it. If it's an opportunity, then I go for that, and that's where I put my focus. And suddenly, as soon as I've jumped into that, I've forgotten about the thing that made me angry, because I'm working on the next thing, and that's exciting. So always look for the opportunities. If you're looking for problems, you will find them. If you're looking for opportunities, and so I'm very optimistic about, like, I saw a video this morning about this. It was like, if you're the person that's always like, oh, the state of the economy right now, it's terrible, and you're talking to people about it, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I know. So that's instantly somebody else matching your level. If you go to somebody, oh, have you seen the economy? Like, it's great. There's so many opportunities. And then if you talk to one, like, say you speak to 5 people, one of them might be like, oh, yeah, no, I have. I've noticed an opportunity over here. And then even though you were lying to yourself, you've found a new opportunity because somebody's just told you. It's like you can literally put opportunities into the world by talking about them. It's like, I'm down for those opportunities.
So you're choosing your attitude. You're choosing what to lead with.
Yeah. And I think a massive part of it is acceptance. Like, you know what I'm like. How do you think a 18-hour period of lying down in bed made me feel?
Mentally pretty awful, but physically I'm sure you needed it.
Yeah, probably. I hated it. Because the whole time I was like, I just don't have the energy. I just didn't. I was stuck. I wasn't even watching TV. I was like...
Burnout, man. That's what that is total and utter burnout.
But the next day, boom, back, ready to go. Crazy. Absolutely. Like, I thought I might be coming down with something because I've never, like, properly burnt out like that. But I guess... I don't know. I think the excitement of YouTube as well, because it's so metric based, you can see, like, oh, yeah, I'm doing great right now. Like, you can see it, and then when everything goes bad, it's like, no.
That's emotions. You expressed a negative emotion there.
Yeah, but it's all jokes, isn't it? As long as I can pay my rent, I don't really care. Like,
Yeah,
whether you've
true.
got £1 million or £999,000, who really cares? You know, it makes no difference. It's the same. So I've still got a great life, whether I've had a bad day on YouTube or not.
Gratitude, man.
Yeah.
Gratitude. Yeah.
It's the number one thing. So what about you? If you had to rank the different emotions that we've discussed, but feel like you can go on a tangent, much like I did, because I cannot stick on one subject for the life of me. Yeah, how would you rank them?
So I couldn't put them in an order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever, but I could put them where I think they would belong. So at the do not express is anger.
And this is for you.
For me.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Anger was there. Anger is absolutely there, and that is something I'm working on. I need to get to have something to rile me up to experience anger to see if I can express it now. Let's see.
I'm sure I can get you
Don't.
there. I'm sure I can get you there.
And then also I think sadness to an extent is there, but sadness in the outwardly expressing it. I think I can feel it, and I think I can embody it in how I feel, how I act. But actually sharing it, I think, is a different thing. So maybe it's teetering on the edge, but I definitely feel it. I definitely notice it within me, but outwardly expressing it's a real challenge. And then, to be honest with you, I maybe even fear, to be honest, is down there, because I've thought about this a lot before. Is I wouldn't say I'm a confident person, but what I would say is I'm a courageous person. Because I acknowledge when I find something daunting, scary, overwhelming. I find flying scary, believe it or not. And I've travelled a lot.
Yeah. You spent more miles in
hours
in the air than I've
had a full-on panic attack on a flight from the UK to the Canary Islands. Like, full-on panic attack because it was windy and the takeoff was awful. I hated it. Full-on panic attack. I hate flying. It's a legitimate fear of mine. I don't like heights, legitimate fear of mine. But I still do stuff. I would say I'm a courageous person. So fear, I do experience it, but I don't allow it to be overwhelming. I don't allow it to be something that's going to stop me. Because I've always had this fear, ironically a fear of a fear, that if I don't do something because I'm afraid, it will always have ownership over me. You know, if you don't do something once, then suddenly that mountain gets harder to climb the next time.
Have you heard the Chris Williamson quote, which is, if you fake bravery when you're not feeling brave, that is bravery? That sounds exactly like what you've just said. It's like you've just got to sort of bite the bullet and go for it anyway, and then realise, oh, I've actually just done it.
This is it. Yeah, completely agree. Courage. This is something I spoke about with my therapist, ironically, about the idea of confidence. And we kind of settled on that, well, maybe I settled on, he was just agreeing with me. I don't know what therapists do. Confidence comes from comfort. If I am comfortable in a situation, I'm probably going to be confident. But what people think is confidence is probably more bravery. You know, the idea of not wanting to do something, not wanting to go to that wedding, to that mixer on that first date, that job interview, but doing it anyway, that's bravery. Acknowledging something is wrong for you, a job, a career, a person, your family, your food, changing anything like that, that's bravery, that's courage. And I think people, maybe myself, maybe not other people, mistake what confidence is and bravery and actually get them incorrect. Confidence for me comes from comfortable, being comfortable within a scenario. Like, I'm comfortable here, so I'm confident.
Interesting. Alex Hormozy's definition of confidence is having a stack of undeniable proof that you know how a situation's going to go. And that's sort of what I've treated confidence as. But when I was 18, 19, when we were in the clubs, you know, for those 5 weeks or whatever that we did it.
Yeah. Have you met Will?
Yeah.
100% success rate.
Yeah, literally.
The one time
The
we
one
did
time
it.
we did it. Everything was fake it till you make it. I don't know how to dance as part of the dance crew that we were both in. I'm just going to pretend I know how to dance. I don't know how to do flips. I'm just going to pretend I know how to. I don't know how to tennis coach. I'm just going to pretend I know how to tennis coach. I don't know how to sing. I'm just going to pretend I know how to sing. And quite often that just loose approach to it actually ends up having really good results. And then eventually you've done the thing, so you've got the proof, so then you've got actual confidence. Absolutely. And then you don't need as much courage or bravery to get there. So you're saying how anger and sadness and fear are something that fear you give more regard to, but ignore it, basically.
Yeah, choose to ignore.
Sadness and anger you sort of just push and try to, if you do express them, express it in a healthy way, but try not to feel them too deeply. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, fair to say.
And yeah, continue.
On the positive side...
Are they positive?
Well,
No,
on the... Wow. On the sides that I do express, gratitude. Absolutely. I am super great. It's one that I've had to work on, but when I worked in the summer camp, they had their 3 values. Everyone has their 3 values, but gratitude, attitude, and courage. And I loved it because it was so simple. Like, gratitude, just being grateful for where you are and what you have. Attitude, you choose the attitude you want to face every problem every day with. And courage, exactly what we've spoken about. That courage to face problems even when it feels hard. Awesome. So expressing gratitude, I think it's a life-changing, and I don't say that lightly. I think life-changing is exactly the way gratitude should be phrased, because it will change your life. If you can choose gratitude, unbelievable. So gratitude is up there. Anxiety's up there. I definitely experience anxiety and express anxiety. It definitely sits in my body, and there's times where... Have you ever heard of... What's the word? I cannot remember. Oxygen starvation. It's a sensation where you perceive that you cannot get enough oxygen. So you start breathing quicker and your brain's like, I'm not getting enough oxygen. I need to get more. And eventually you just start having a panic attack because your body just thinks you haven't got enough oxygen. That's something I used to struggle with a lot.
Take that, people with asthma.
That was so aggressive. Poor people, they got enough to deal with already. Hold on, they'll fight you in a minute.
I watched Conor and Will's podcast. Yeah, it made me breathless.
In all the right ways.
I'm joking. My girlfriend has asthma, so I'm very aware it's a real problem that she exaggerates.
Yeah.
I'm joking, babe. I love you.
Me too.
This is also true. I've warned you about this.
The oxygen starvation, or whatever it's called, I can't quite remember the exact name, where your body perceives it hasn't got enough oxygen. And you start breathing quicker, more into your chest, and you can't quite catch your breath. Exactly. That used to be a common occurrence. Like I said, they used to be on beta blockers for it to help my stay in a comfortable rhythm. And there'll be times where I'll be sitting down or driving. Driving will do it because it will subtly make me not anxious, but because there's so many variables, and if someone's a bad driver, I'll be a bit like, oh, I can't predict what you're going to do.
I'll get in a car with our friends.
Yeah. I'll start breathing quicker. There'll even be times where people that know me well enough, like my ex and my mother, when I sit with them, sometimes they're like, are you struggling with your breathing? I'm like, thank you for drawing attention to it. I was trying not to, and now you've drawn attention to it, and I can't ignore it now. Thank you very much.
Does that not help? Like, just by acknowledging the fact, oh, look, can you internalize and think about, like, oh, I'm just doing that thing where I think I'm short on breath. Like,
for me, no, because it draws attention to the problem. It draws the attention to you can't catch your breath. Right now, you're struggling to breathe. And then I'm like, oh my God, I am. But if I just try and focus on the breathing without panicking about the fact that I can't do it, it normally calms down. Which is why I don't often chew gum either, because it makes me kind of breathe in an irregular pattern. Yeah. So loneliness, I think I feel as well, which we touched on in the episode. I definitely feel that at times. Joy, I think, sits somewhere in the middle. I do sometimes struggle to sit in a joyous state, which is ironic because I express gratitude, but I think it's a constant battle to choose my attitude to be joyous or joyful. That's where I sit.
Interesting. Can I ask how you're doing now with loneliness? Are you still feeling loneliness deeply? Do you feel alone?
That is a good question. I think that there is something missing, but I'm also aware that that is something that I need to accept within myself. I think I'm someone that does not require. Let's try this again. Ask the question again. We'll snip this out because I don't like my answer.
No, I like this. We're keeping this in.
Fuck.
Talk to me about loneliness. Do you feel alone right now? You said you feel like there's maybe something missing. Yeah,
I think because I've really struggled to show all sides of myself to people that love and care for me. And like I said, I'm grateful. I've got some really close friends I can be open and honest and share everything with, which is true. But also I don't share everything with, because I don't think you naturally do sometimes with your friends. But with a partner, a romantic partner, they see everything. And I was blessed in my last relationship to have that. And unfortunately, it didn't work out. And it's almost like I could see what it was and how beautiful it was and how much it fills you with love to be surrounded by someone that knows you and doesn't judge you and loves you unconditionally. I'm like, man, it's hard. And I've always struggled with it as well, because people are always like, well, you gotta love yourself. You know, you don't need someone else to love you. I'm like, that is true, but we're also social beings. You know, like there's a whole argument of whether we're built for monogamy or not, but I believe that we actually work better as a pair, like with someone, one other person, romantically. Friends, obviously, different stories, but
there's lots of evidence for that as well. You make more money if you're married.
Yeah, very true. So yeah, loneliness is definitely something I'm getting better at, and I think I've said to you, I'm actively going to more places and trying to interact with more people to kind of broaden my social horizons. But also the ironic thing is I love my own time. You know, I love just going to the gym and having my time. If I have a really stressful day at work, I love just going to the gym and not talking to anyone, lifting some heavy circles and coming home, eating some good food, going to bed. So it's a real catch-22. But also I think I have this ineffable, undesirable trait to always want to be perfect and to have the most perfect perceived life. So it's like, well, I want to have everything with the friendship and the connection, but I also want to have everything with the isolation and the hermit life. And I'm like, you can't have both, bro.
No, it's chasing perfection is just that, and you know this, like it's a dead end. It's like, because there's no defined perfection.
No,
like nothing is perfect. So yeah,
it's a good question. I think it swings and roundabouts. At the moment, I don't feel it, but there's definitely been times recently where I have. That's a very good question. Thank you for making me reflect on that so deeply.
You know, it's good to get you feeling small. I do what I can.
Sick.
I tried not to focus on any of the joy or the
Yeah,
the
you chose
gratitude.
the one that's gonna rip through me.
You seemed too
appreciate it.
confident on those, so I went for one that was going to put you off your game.
Fuck this. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna give you a quote, which is one of my favorite ones recently. My therapist said it to me, which is why I have it. I think it's great, and I want you to share your opinions on it, whether you think it's true, whether you don't. The curious paradox is when I accept myself just as I am, then I realize I can change.
Yeah, but that's the way it should be.
Why?
Well, because you should always accept yourself, and part of that should also be accepting the fact that you can change. There are no constants in life. Every day is a new challenge, and you can feel one way one day and one way another day. So if I'm content today, it's going to be a lot easier to accept myself than it is maybe tomorrow or the day before, where I was feeling really agitated and not couldn't quite settle, and there was lots of things happening, and that didn't go very well. It's very difficult to accept yourself when you've got all these other things to worry about. And then as soon as you accept yourself, then you realise that you're subject to change. Well, you've always been subject to change, and you've been able to accept yourself now. So that I would say that you can then argue, well, look, if I can accept myself now and I've already gone through so much change, for example, we're both adults. We started off life as babies, believe it or not. That's how life works. And
Well, you want to have a child called John, so just
I do.
imagine
I'd love a child. I was having
37.
He's gonna come out in suit and tie.
He is, little briefcase.
Yeah, that's it. No, we had an argument about that earlier. Apparently, it's called Zach, which is a cool name.
Just mix them together. Jack.
Or Zong.
Zong. First one could be Jack. Second one could be Zong.
Jack Zong Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey, that would be cool. Jackson. Oh no, she's already said that. I don't like the idea of
You
that.
don't like Jackson?
No. I'll tell you why off camera.
Okay. Fair enough.
So the paradox, you accept yourself, and then
The curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I realize I can change.
yeah. So we all started off as, but everybody has changed. You've lived longer than a day, and you're comprehending this conversation. Therefore, you have changed at some point because you've gone from not learning language to learning language. For starters, you can understand what I'm saying. So just accept yourself. That's surely self-acceptance has got to be the acceptance that you're going to change, but that doesn't mean it's a negative thing.
People get so rigid though in their self-identity. Do you think that's a good thing?
No.
People identify with something
Yeah.
so confidently that they can't be altered.
I fundamentally disagree with people who do that. I think if you're going to assign yourself to any one thing, you don't have complete information at any time in life. You can obviously point out right from wrong, maybe. But I would say, for example, men who are in their 40s having relationships with people in their young teens, strongly frowned upon these days, right? But if you go back 200 years, it was commonplace. And people back in the day could be absolutely in their ways no, this is how life is, and not think anything of it. Yeah, he's just going out with a 12-year-old, that's fine, or 13-year-old, that's normal life. And it was back in, you can't, that's just history. If you don't like history, then I'm not your problem. Now, that's not acceptable, right? But if you were so fundamentally stuck in your ways, maybe you've always listened to your parents growing up, or they listened to their parents, they were like, oh yeah, no, this is one of the things that our family strongly believed in. Your mother loves it, and your grandmother loves it. Then, but you're so not subject to change. You're fundamentally, this is my belief and this is what I'm sticking with. No, you've got to be pliable and malleable, and you've got to bend to your times, number one. But two, with anxiety, if you watch some content and you relate to a lot of the symptoms that they describe, you then onboard all of these symptoms, and maybe there was an extra one, but then you decide to identify with that as well because it came as a package deal. It's oh yeah, that's a good deal. I'll take
Throw that in.
Yeah. And you sit on the side and you're anxious all day. It's you've identified with that feeling, okay, and you're not even looking for, can I identify with maybe unwavering, unfounded happiness. If you can be anxious for no reason, maybe you can be happy for no reason. What was the... You probably know. Oh, if you can be sad when there's nothing to be sad about and just in a bad mood for no reason, then you might as well be in a good mood for no reason. It's like,
Yeah.
if you can be anxious with no reason to be anxious, and you might think that you've got reasons, but I promise you in life there's no reason to actually be anxious, really. I mean, anxiety doesn't help. Like, sadness and happiness, they're like fundamental emotions, whereas anxiety is more of a... You're thinking about things in so much depth that it's very difficult for you to process, and your brain sort of goes into...
But a little bit of anxiety keeps us safe. A little bit of anxiety is helpful.
Is it?
Studies.
Tell me a time.
Do you not remember in the studies?
No.
When we did the anxiety episode, I'll link in the description below.
Will you?
I will. I don't know how to do it.
I look forward to seeing you do that.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact study. I think I mentioned it in the first one, but evolutionary psychology anthropologists have suggested that a little bit of anxiety actually keeps us healthy and keeps us alive for longer. Reason being, if you have a devil-may-care attitude, super laid back, I'm going to drive at 100 miles an hour because, it's all good. I'm not scared of that. It is what it is. You're probably going to be a little bit more reckless than the person that's going to drive just a little bit slower, that's not going to jump off that bridge, that's going to assess a little bit of risk versus rewards.
Isn't that instinct? It's like humans fundamentally want to stay alive. Unless you're a man in his 40s to 50s, then you have the highest rates of killing yourself. Or is it 30 to 40? Can't remember.
I think it's men. I can't remember exactly how high, but I think it's the top. Well, this is definitely a subject we need to get into, but men under 35 are most likely, between 18 and 35, are most likely to die by suicide. That's the number one killer for men of our demographic at the moment.
Mental, isn't it?
Sad.
More people die of suicide than cancer.
Yeah.
In those age ranges as a man. It's like, whoa.
Very sad.
That's crazy. Because you hear the stories about cancer, but you don't really, it's not that well reported on everyone that kills themselves.
No.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Isn't it one every, I don't want to say 4 minutes, that seems quite dramatic, but I think it's something
Let's
like
have a look
one
at the number
every
divided
hour.
by the year.
Yeah.
Don't worry about my Google search, Google. It's fine. I'm fine. It'll come up with the Samaritan's number, I'm sure.
That seems wrong. But it says 100 men a day are dying by suicide, over 36,000 annually. One man dies every minute by suicide.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
If you happen to be watching it, I promise, like watching this thing, I promise things do get better, and you maybe just need to change your environment. Could be it. Because nothing matters at the end of the day. You're right. If you're thinking nothing matters, you're right. But that's a good thing, because it means that there's no extra weight on your shoulders. You are free to live your life in the way that you choose.
And if by any chance anyone is listening to this, either now or in years to come, when we've somehow managed to blow up,
get more than 12 views a pod.
Yeah. Reach out.
Yeah,
reach out to us. Like I will always take someone's call if they need it. We'll always listen to you.
We'll have a publicly available email address as well that people can.
Yeah, this is it. There's always someone there for you. I promise you that. Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely true in terms of the accepting myself just as I am. Then I can change. It is true, and I think people get really rigid in their sense of identity, which absolutely. You should be. You should find things to identify with, to assign yourself to. It helps you feel more confident in yourself, more self-belief.
Does it make you feel more confident or more protected because you feel like you're part of a particular tribe?
I would say both. Because if you're part of a particular tribe, you're probably going to feel more confident because you've got that backing. You've got that protection.
Yeah, I think it's periodized. I think you'll probably go through phases where, like, I know I went through a phase where I want to be part of a biker gang. Rock and roll. But I'm not that person today. And I didn't even get my bike license. I was too scared of the bike. went on a bike for my prom when I was 16. I sat on the back, terrified. I'm never getting on a motorcycle.
Did you?
Again.
Oh, I rode to prom on a tricycle, like a little kid's tricycle.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's so.
Got images. Yeah, it's great. There was 5 of us that did it. It was awesome.
Oh, okay. You
Bearing
did it
in
with
mind,
friends.
oh yeah, did it with friends.
You're lucky you had friends.
Bearing in
in
mind, you
school.
got all these like amazing like Porsches and
Yeah.
limos and everything pulling
can't
up, and
wait.
we've stopped the whole parade of these beautiful cars just to ride in on fucking kids' tricycles. 5 guys in suits. 10 out of 10. We won best entrance.
Legendary.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't wait to have like Ferrari 458 or Ferrari F8. Just drive my kid to prom.
Just give me a van, mate. I'll be happy. Or a truck.
What, to collect them?
Yes.
You collecting children?
My
No?
children.
Oh yes, your children. That's fine then. Not the others.
The others.
The others.
We've got off the rails, mate.
This podcast. It was a risk having this attitude going into the podcast, wasn't it?
I would like to preface this for Connor watching at home later.
Cringing.
Yeah, but Will said just let personalities shine.
Yeah, I think we should just show our personality more.
Yeah.
Like, because you, by definition, when you do that, you wind up people, but you also have people that build like and can relate to you more. Because you, like when I was just being like, I think when like who's watching that? That's boring. Like you got to be loosey goosey.
Loosey goosey.
Have a bit of fun.
Do you know how to be loosey goosey?
I'm learning slowly.
Show me loosey goosey.
My socks are off right now.
Oh shit.
That's pretty loose.
Holy shit.
You know, I didn't take my socks off for years. Didn't like feet.
What
I'm
about
like,
when you showered and everything?
oh yeah, when I shower, that's
Okay.
fine. Yeah, but like at the beach, I wouldn't. Always wear shoes. Still sort of do that, but we have a stony beach. Yeah, no, weird.
Are you still grossed out by feet?
They're not my favourite body part.
What is?
Boobs. Like a boob. Or 2, in fact.
Just a singular.
Yeah, just
Just
the
the
one
left.
will do. Yeah. Somebody that survived cancer would be great. Anyway.
You know what you're saying about pissing people off and being yourself. I think we've just done it. Wow. Okay.
Hopefully the viewers will learn that whatever I say is only meant with comedy in mind, and although it may be offensive, we're all still alive and in the same position. If I've upset you, that's fine, it will pass. If you still care about it 10 years from now, I will apologise.
That's a good mindset, though. If it doesn't matter in 5 years' time,
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
So when something winds me up, I'm like, okay, would I care on the 1,000th time? It's Alex Hormozzi's thing. It's like, if this happened every single day for 1,000 days in a row, would I care on the 1,000th time? No. If I wouldn't care on the 1,000th time, how about I just don't care now? It's just something that happens. Cool.
You watch too much Hormozy.
I love him. He's great. He's an excellent man. Well, he's the definition of a man. You know, he's got a beard to die for. Love his beard. Crazy hair. He wears lumberjack jacket, which are 400 quid each. Did you know that? Is
Wow.
shirts that he wears, yeah, but they're a fabric that he's found he likes, and that's all he wears, obviously. And then he wears the wife beater as well, and yeah, it's just absolutely like just spits nothing but gold. I might do a remix. I might take like loads of clips of Alex Hormozzi and turn it into like the most business self-enrichment rap song. That could be fun.
Fun's not the word I would use.
Nah, well, it'd be fun to make. For sure.
Whatever floats your boat.
Right, well, and then you just remember all of his diamond gold quotes. He doesn't have bad quotes. Everything is operationalized.
I don't know. I think I told you one today that I maybe disagree with.
What was it? Can you
The
remember?
slave one.
Oh, that he wishes he could treat himself
Have the
like a
same
slave.
work ethic, yeah.
Have the same work ethic as a slave because they were under pressure of death and torture, and that made them work a lot harder. And he wishes he was under those same conditions so that he could work
He
harder.
wishes he could work to the same level that someone that literally had their life threatened could.
Yeah, but that's not causing anyone else harm. It's only him.
Yeah, probably causing him a lot of harm.
So I wish that I could work at that same level as well.
I don't.
You don't wish that you could squeeze the orange of your...
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
Oh,
I feel like life would be miserable.
no, but you can turn it on and off. That's the great thing about optionality. It's like, if you could just squeeze... When I say you're orange, I mean like all the juice you have for working that day. If you could just squeeze that and absolutely rinse like 6 hours and just get loads of work done, and that would be more work than you would have got done in 14 hours if you were just to be normal you, then you've got the whole rest of the day. Like, yeah, but look at what I worked open to goal, which, by the way, I think we should do as a principle at Beneath the Noise. I think we should work open to goal, which means you don't say, we're going to be podcasting for this length of time, and then we'll plan a video for this length of time, and then we'll edit for this length of time, and then we'll do thumbnails for this length of time, and whatever. You say, I'm going to start doing the podcast until I finish the podcast, whenever that is. I'm going to start editing the video, and I'm going to finish editing it, whenever that is. It doesn't matter. I work open to goal, and the goal is to achieve maybe editing the video. With writing a plan, it's like, I'm going to sit here for an hour and get the plan done. No, you're going to sit there until the plan is finished.
But that only works if you're focused, because the amount of people I know that say if they don't have a deadline won't do the thing. You know, so I've heard the analogy, and it's very true. A task will take as long as you allow it.
This is true.
So if you don't have that work ethic of putting your head down and getting stuff done, it's just going to be open-ended for some people. Yeah. You know, we know people that
they've used us.
Yeah, they can't seem to achieve something when they've put their mind to it. You know, so I think I agree with the mindset of work until it's done, but it's also you have to be dedicated to do the work.
Yeah, that's like a given. Like you've got if you're doing something, you've got to want to do it. You've got to be passionate about it, and you've got to be dedicated. Because the dedication and discipline beats motivation and want to do something. Really, it's like if you're disciplined, then you can do anything you want, and if you say, I'm not leaving this chair until this is done, then you get it done.
Hard work and discipline beats motivation and talent every time.
Absolutely.
I was listening to a podcast with Chris Williamson, Dr. Mike Israel.
I think you listen to too much Chris Williams.
No, I love him. I actually like Dr. Mike. It's good stuff. I think it's really... They were talking about the idea of doing something that is uncomfortable and the roles that inspiration, motivation, discipline all play. It's like inspiration is that spark that just makes you want to do something. Motivation just gives you that little bit more, but it's the discipline, it's the habits that you set in motion. The easier you can make a task to do, the more likely you are to do it. You know, find the easiest way to achieve that thing.
Absolutely. Don't have a computer that dies every time you unplug it.
I definitely have one of them.
I know. You need to make it easier for yourself.
I know, I need to buy
a new computer, man.
Yeah. I know, it's bad, isn't it?
This is why I have this room.
So you said I should just buy a room?
Well, no, what I'm saying is like I set my life up so everything is easy.
Yeah, I'll buy a room.
Okay, cool. Cool. Saves me the rent.
Yeah, just be a computer in there. This is my computer room.
Just a milk stool table. Computer.
It's optimized.
No external input, no windows.
This is it.
I like plasterboard.
I planned 10 podcasts. What are they about? I don't know. Mate.
Yeah, this podcast is a shambles.
It's gone off the rails. But what I think we should do is we should leave it there because it's probably about 50 minutes. And then we'll jump back in for part 2 and we'll maybe refocus.
I want to get the first part to at least an hour.
Okay, so
talk to me about your favourite food.
That was such a food. I'm not. You know this about me. I'm not massively a foodie. Like I love food. I do. I enjoy eating food. That sounded so AI. I enjoy eating food.
So crazy. This conversation's not even real, and we're not even here.
Honestly, but I'm not someone that gets like stoked about food. You know, like we've got some foodies in our group that love food. It's just their thing. I do enjoy like going out for a good meal, good like Vietnamese, a good Thai, a good steak. Love it. So here for it. But also, if you gave me chicken, rice and veg, stir fry veg, air fry veg, chicken every day, I'd be like, cool, slaps. I'm not a foodie. Tell me about food.
I don't care about food.
Yeah, you don't eat. You have your 2 pan of chocolates.
Yeah, if that. What have I had? Oh, no, I did well today. Do you want to hear what I had for lunch today? Because this is interesting for the podcast and everyone cares at home.
Yeah, this is definitely about emotions.
I'm very emotional about my baguettes. So I bought a French baguette, tiger bread, lovely.
That's a solid choice.
Not butter, but salad cream as the moisture layer onto the bread, both sides. I didn't rub it in either, just leave it so you get big lumps. because your bites usually cover. If you're not, like your bites will eat into it. And then ham atop, crumbed ham, and then pre-shredded iceberg lettuce over the top. Ate that, lovely. 2 pork pies, and then some
Mini or large?
mini. And then I had some French fries as well, ready salted. That's all the food I've had today. I need to have some food at some point.
That's not a lot.
No, I have had a Red Bull and a coffee.
Explaining so much. Explaining so much.
That was a while ago. Maybe it's still kicking in. I don't know. I think when like you're running on fumes and you just get like a weird boost of energy. It's all sugar. It feels like that. I'm like ready to go. But yeah, I'll sleep well tonight.
Will you still have the Red Bull inside you?
Yeah, I mean I'm shaking my leg now. I've still got energy to go. I need to do a live stream after this as well.
Mental, mate.
Let's go.
I don't know how you do it, honestly.
We are so subscribe because we are so close to 50 subs, and then we've both got to do a live stream every.
Why are
day.
you telling people to subscribe now when no one's listening?
I'll put it at the start.
Okay.
Or I won't.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Nice.
Did I do it right?
Yeah. That's. And that's good as well because that's signaling to thumbs up as well. Subliminal messaging. Excellent work.
Should I just keep it here for the rest of the podcast?
Sure.
Okay. I think we're at an hour, should we?
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned, or don't stay tuned, but go and watch part 2 when that's out. It'll be out on either Monday or Thursday.
It might be better.
It won't be. Ta-ra.
Final words?
Ta-ra.
Oh.
I like boobs. Good job, my friend.
That was
mental.
That was all
right, for the second one, we're just going to be super serious.
Yeah.